Okay, I'm live. So, hey, Barbara, you're not going to be here next Monday. Well, I miss you already, too. Dee Dee was almost early. What can I say? And Dee Dee, did you see the question I asked? That if you come early and no one notices, were you really early? I mean, that's something we need to ponder for forever. So, this is what we're going to do today. This is mine, and I'm eager to work on it. Hey, Terry. So the color and everything looks okay. I think. I hope. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, the recording, just scrub forward until stuff starts happening because I got some stuff to show. Hi, Regina. Regina, was it you that wanted to see the Inktober's, my Inktober's? I got them out, but I was thinking, who asked for that? And then I think it was you. Hi, Becky. If a man argues in the forest and no one hears him, is he still? Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, good. Hi, Deb. Finally made one of the lives. I'm glad you're here. It's going to be pretty chill because I'm just going to be gluing stuff down for the most part. I will show you the pieces that I used to make it, but I went ahead and made one ahead so that I could actually do the collaging on top of it. I don't know if you call that collage or if you call it decoupage. What's the difference? Does anybody know? And anyway, I've got 2 more sets of zines to show you guys. I just can't even believe the Postal Service. Don't get me started. Yeah, because I have enough frustration in my life as it is. How you like that? And I got happy mail from Dee Dee. Why is my voice all of a sudden acting up? Let me get something to drink here. Hey, View, boo. Yeah. All right. So we got people coming in. I'm assuming the notifications went out. Why is my voice behaving this way? I never saw where you posted color along. You set your alarm because it's 12 my time. Yeah, see, it's 12 my time too, Regina. I'm Central Time. So I always have to remember to post 1 Eastern because it's actually noon mine. Well, I'm eager to see your color along. Everybody's is so cool. I like the Dee Dee's monochromatic. Tina did really well too. So that was very cool. Very, very cool. So I'll go ahead and start by showing the zines that came in. I feel really bad for Brenda. Brenda Robertson sent in a zine, and it was postmarked July 3rd. It should have gotten here in plenty of time because she's in Massachusetts. So I just felt like, man, that's just so wrong, but that's just it. What can I say? Anyway, so let me show. This is Brenda Robertson, and I looked at it a long time ago, so I can't really remember. A journey begins in search of the most valuable jewel on earth, a pink diamond known as the star. Got a little shiny trout on there. And I don't know if she drew this, but if she did, it's megally awesome. So she got ship, pink, and jewel already. A mermaid waits to tempt the searchers. Got a mermaid. Z would love that. Now she drew that. I'm certain of that. Very cool. Pink sharks guard the star, but they have little defense against modern man. There's a pink jewel. I don't know where she found that, but it's very cool. Yeah, I love the ship, right? And there's the pink sharks by Brenda Robertson. Prompt ship, pink, jewel. And there's a little octopus, so she gets to count that one too. So I'm so sorry, Brenda, that it just didn't get here in time. Go yell at your postal people, and I will keep one, and I will return the rest to you. And I apologize. I really do. I mean, it's not my fault, but I just think, oh, dang post office. And then Dee Dee had asked me 1,000 times, did I get Christopher's? And they finally came in. There's no postmark on it, and they didn't even cancel the stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and return these to Christopher. He sent me one of his little brochures about his channel, and I'm assuming his book, the one-page story extravaganza. So thank you, Christopher. And he did a bunch of different ones. But the one that he sent 6 in for is this one. George Sarat's Dilemma. Okay, and there's an octopus tentacle. And I haven't even looked at these yet. I just got them and I was just like, oh, I'm mad. But I'm assuming that that's a portrait of Sarat, which is very cool. Hi, Barb, Joyce, everybody coming in. I'm sure I've missed some. So I have been thinking about that thing you told me about. And this is an octopus thinking. Do octopus think? You are looking for a new style of painting? I have an idea. Your last idea used dabs. It takes forever to finish a piece. Just hear me out. It's a great idea. Boy, have I been there before. Have you considered bubbles? Oh, I love bubbles. This is really good. Brought to you by the letter B. Bubbles start with the letter B. Joyce, Christopher is, and if you've never been to his stream, he sits and draws on stream. There's no sketch, there's no nothing. It's the finished piece, and he just sits and draws it. And he's good. He's really good. Hi, Judy. So that's the one that if they'd have gotten here in time, that you guys would have gotten to enjoy. But now you don't get to enjoy it. I hate that for you. And then he also, because he did so many, he sent me extras of the other ones that he did. So I'll go ahead and show them. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. Very cool fly there, like all of them. And let me tell you, my people have lots of eyes. Have you ever seen a close-up of fly's eyes? If you haven't, go look. Fly's eyes under magnification. I'm not sure where to start. I'm assuming this is all one spread. So another attempted invasion by the denizens from the micro dimension. So earlier I laid my eyes on this feast. In the middle of this box of donuts, I saw it though. It looked like an absolute banquet. Those guys are the worst for sure. My people, the great brotherhood of flies, have been holding them off forever. Look at that little fly up there. Donuts. So in a buzz, I drew my guns and I started blasting. They immediately shot back. Maybe they shot first. I don't know. It all happened so fast. There's a regular war going on. Eventually, I hit something that made their spaceship blow up completely, which is like great, right? Except now I have nothing to feast on and no evidence to show all my brothers. It's hard enough to hold their attention in the first place. They are so annoying. You've been down at the Walmarts. So anyways, I figure I totally saved the world. You're welcome. No charge. That is cute, Christopher. I love that close-up of the fly's face. Action stories give me goosebumps. Now, this is a little one. I love action stories. I still read them despite the fact that I don't write or draw any. I enjoy their depictions of effort against overwhelming odds and events. It makes sense. We have recorded tales of characters having adventures throughout history. Some of them are based in reality but exaggerated. Others are clearly hard to believe to have actually happened. These various mythical and cultural heroes have become stories that carry on. We retell them with different names, skins, abilities, and societal significance. The new versions of them are found in science fiction, fantasy, and comics. They include samples of many of the heroes of ages past. They are a new way of society trying to understand what is defined as nobility. New moralities and ideas like patriotism are amongst them. Storytelling is intrinsic to humanity. It is a means of attempting to understand our lives. A good action drama play gives me goosebumps. I wonder what they will be like in the future. Well, now that is very thought-provoking there, Christopher Runciman. But it's very true. Very cool, Christopher. It's probably why you draw comics, Christopher. Hi, Kat. Anybody else I missed coming in? Hi. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, Barbara. And that one was unrelated to the zine swap, I'm assuming. And here, I'm assuming this one is related to the zine swap. I'm a painter. I'm not a hobbyist, but a fine artist. These hands, they belong to a maker of beautiful things. Art magazines feature me. My ego is too big to be labeled. Every gallery wishes they could exhibit my art. I have this problem all the time myself. All art of past should be cast aside. Though I can't draw, I will change drawing itself. All of it will feature the greatest subject of all, gorgeous. I am deconstructing traditional types of painting. My art is a postmodern statement. People will be amazed. I wish that I didn't even have to use paint. You know, I believe I am the first person to create like this. He's doing some thought-provoking zines over here. Hi, Pamela. But look at his background is all hand-drawn with blue ink. This one obviously is not part of the zine swap. A Gothic Evening. This is pink. I guess it counts. This is part of the zine swap because it's Gothic, it's pink. This is Nick Cave. Let's get this party started. Yeah, they are on a road trip. This is the fancy Gothic castle that they're going to. We're coming up. Knock, knock. Yes, the master is expecting you. It's just a jump to the left. An RKO picture. Christopher gets out there, doesn't he? The Jewel of Lawn Chairs. His art is so well done. There are many kinds of lawn chairs for people to choose from. What better way can one think of to rest themselves outdoors after a challenging day? Is there any insight into a person's character to be gleaned from the type of lawn chair that they prefer? I'm sure that the placement of said chair in their environment has meaning as well. When I say lawn chair, it is important to understand what I mean. It is not a chair actually made from a person's lawn. Please don't be ridiculous. I speak of the various types of chairs that one uses in backyard and other outdoor settings. Esoteric over here. Lawn chairs are often found in use on people's patios and deck areas as well. There are so many ways a person may elect to use them. Primarily, they are sat upon. Just ask the singer-songwriter Jewel. I get it. The Jewel of chairs. That's cute. Yeah, he does love an RKO picture. Christopher, those are awesome. Just awesome. And I'm sorry that they didn't get here in time for you to participate. I don't know. Is 6 weeks enough? Apparently not. So, yep. So I will be returning those, but he is a thinker. He is for sure. And then the other happy mail that I have came from Dee Dee Willingham. It came just minutes ago. I mean, literally minutes before I turned on the camera. It is outstanding work by Christopher as usual. Dee Dee knows that I love me some Mary Anglebright. So she was kind enough to send me the Mary Anglebright Christmas coloring book that Joanne had sent her. So I suppose come Christmas time, you know what I might do? Rather than work on this paper that I'm not crazy about, because I was thinking I like to watercolor like nutcrackers or whatever. So maybe what I'll do is trace one of these onto watercolor paper and I'll watercolor it. So, but yeah, thank you, Dee Dee. That one would be fun to watercolor. I think any of them would. So I think I'll do that because the watercolor won't work well on this paper, but I could trace it. This one would be way fun to watercolor for Christmas. They all would. I just love her artwork. I just think it's very simple, but I don't know. It's just so appealing to me. Dee Dee's mother also loved Mary Anglebright, but I collect a lot of Mary Anglebright stuff. So I don't know. I'll just pick some of these and I'll watercolor them. The bigger images are probably going to work better. All the happiness you can handle. Hi, Kitty Jen. That one would be a good watercolor one. So maybe I'll do more than one. Who knows? But I might just try and keep the whole book intact, you know, because I love it. I love Mary Anglebright. She's so awesome. So that's the Mary Anglebright color book. And then she sent me this, totally unexpected. 100+ letters. And I think this was in the Joanne stuff that she was kind enough to send Dee Dee, you know, either to use or give away or whatever. So thank you, Dee Dee, and thank you, Joanne. I love me some lettering. I love letters of all kinds. And Dee Dee told me I couldn't look at this until right now. So this will be the first I look into it, other than I saw it the day Dee Dee showed it on her channel. So we'll do a quick flip through. And you can apparently get all these amazing images in the book digitally and download them to print. So it's at greenlemonpublishing@gmail.com. There you go. Hi, Anne. I love these. Why is my letter for young? Love me some illumination. I'm kind of glad the backside is iffy, so if I ever do decide to cut them out, I don't have to worry about what I'm cutting out back here. That makes me a little nervous. You guys, I'm sure, are aware of that. Pretty. And I'll use this for inspiration. I'm pretty sure I will not cut the book out. I don't know. I doubt I will cut this book. And I'm not necessarily opposed to cutting out books, but yeah. Oh, that reminds me. When I'm collaging today, or decoupaging, did anybody ever answer my question of what the difference between the two is? Hi, Kayberg. And J for Janet. And then I didn't pay attention to the M, but in real life, I go by Merle. Ooh, I like that M. I like all the M's. My space bar is not working. Oh, Anne, that's horrible. This is nice. Very nice. I'm glad they have these kind of books now. Almost missed B there. Let me look at the D's. Let me look at the DDs. That's a pretty D. I might have to make a, well, I don't know if the, I'm going to say make a photocopy so I could put that on Dee Dee's box. Thank you, Dee Dee. I think decoupage is mostly just covering something with images. Collage is building. Okay. Hi, Kathy Carney. And I hope I didn't miss a bunch of you coming in. But thanks for coming, and thank you for the book, Dee Dee. I truly, truly appreciate it. Then a couple other things I wanted to show before I get into working on the project. You saw Dee Dee had consolidated all of her Prima little tin watercolors into 2 different palettes this morning. I don't need any more palettes. I've got plenty of palettes, but I do love my wooden tray that they all fit in. And I'm seriously, and I told somebody in chat I would show this today. I will make a wooden tray, I think, but it would take multiples, because when I did the math, let me guys tell you the math. This is ridiculous. Of course, there are duplicates, so I wouldn't end up with this many. And I did all the research already on the pigments used in the colors, so make another tray. Okay, Dee Dee, let me do the math real quick, because you guys are going to laugh at me. And I don't care. You can laugh at me all you want. I don't care. Get a calculator out. Okay, I've got 16 of those tins, and there's 12 colors in each tin. That's 192 half pans in all those tins. And I think, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, so there's 15 times 6. Okay, so this right here is actually 94 individual half pans. So if I did 192 different colors divided by the 90, I'd have to make 2 trays. So there are 3 kinds of people in this world: those who are good at math and those who are not. That's funny, Barbara. So yeah, I'd end up with probably 2 trays, but I think I'm really seriously going to do it, because I like the idea of having all the warm colors in one tray. Now this tray will stay intact because it's Daniel Smith and M. Graham. And Dee Dee really needs to make herself a cheat sheet like this. And I really wish I could make it for you, Dee Dee, but I can't. But she really needs to make herself some very cool cheat sheets. The thing I like about this is it just sits over on my shelf, and then this sits on top of it to keep the dust out. Hi, Ruth. So, yeah. So, but I think that will be one of my next build projects, is to build some more trays like this so I can get all my paint out of those tins as well, because they're kind of a pain in the neck to use. You don't ever remember which color is where, and as a result, you just don't use them that much, right? And then I don't remember, Dee Dee, why you told me to show this, but I got it out to show it. The other day, I think we were talking, and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I bought some more lettering stencils from Amazon, cheap-ass China crap." And I said, "I'm putting them in my oh boy, this is hard. My little lettering example journal." So she said, "Show it. You've never shown it." And I don't think I ever have. And if y'all weren't convinced enough that I'm anal, this will go ahead and convince you, okay? So I've collected lettering stencils forever. So these are all the stencils. I'm just going to flip through it really quick. The lettering stencils that I have. And I got lazy after a while. But so this is where I go when I want to pick out lettering for whatever art I'm working on. Yeah. This is anal to the max, because I have down here written that this is 1 1/4 inch Gothic stencil. So if I have the space and I'm looking for 1 1/4 inch lettering, there it is. And this one, I don't know, the stencil's missing U through numbers and symbols. Maybe it'll turn up someday. And they're all different. It is a good idea, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah. So, but this is a lifetime of collecting. I have one stencil that my maiden name was Halverson, that has my childlike handwriting, Janet Halverson, on it. That's how long I have been collecting lettering stencils. So it's not like I came at this willy-nilly. I mean, I was born with this crazy. I was born with all my crazies. So that's just half of the book. And a lot of them are similar, and a lot of them are the same type face, but just in different sizes. And then I started getting smart. Rather than trying to cram everything on the page, I just did examples of what was on it. And some stencils work better than others. I will say that. So do y'all think I'm just bonkers by now? And some of these more stylized one, I'm not crazy about them, but I have them. And then some stencils will sell you stuff and they won't put one of the letters on it. Leave it to China. So there you go, Dee Dee. There's my little lettering stencil. And I think I've only got like 1 or 2 pages that don't have something on it now. So if I get another stencil, I'll use that page. Yeah, I've got 2 pages left. Oh, 3, 4. Oh, I can order more stencils. What the hell? 5. You never thought that? You're just sitting there lying to me now. But the cool thing about this little book is it goes in this little tiny journal. I made the journal myself. Put the elastic on the back. And it goes right in the middle with a little spoon bookmark or tassel thing. Cool, huh? And it's got a little Tim Holtz, enjoy the journey, holding it all together. I am very patient, Regina. I can sit down and do tedious crap for hours on end. And I've always been like that. If it's tedious, count me in. I'm on it. I don't have to be doing something. Well, I have to be doing something all the time. But it doesn't matter if it's tedious. I don't get bored. I just keep on doing it. And it happens over time. You know, it's not like I sat and did that all in one day. That's been ages and ages of collection. And then this is my little collection of Inktober. And I counted this morning. I guess I participated for 7 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 8 years. So this will be my 9th year. You can too, Carol. Hi, by the way. You had to reboot. Who knows, Anne? I like yeah, see, I do too, Carol. And I think that's why I could cross stitch and stuff like that. It was just, I didn't, I just don't, yeah, I can just be tedious forever. This is the only one that I put in signatures and then bound it and then covered it. This was last year's Inktober, and you guys have seen them all. So Regina is thinking about doing it this year, and they put out a list. I've never done the list. I just pick a theme, and this last year was butts on things because Bossy Butt Devon made me buy a book about butts on things. So to me, it was just perfect for Inktober. And I used items out of that book to draw. Some of them came out better than others. I like the boot. There's a couple of them that I really, really like. So occasionally, if you look carefully at what I draw, it'll have a butt on it. A dental tech. Okay, there you go, Carol. That would have been a great job for me, too. I could have done that all day long. Instead, I went out and started dealing with people. That was my downfall. I like the eggs. So this was last year's. Let's see. 2022. I did, wait, yeah, that would be the year before. Okay, I did a whole great big Zentangle poster, and then I cut it down so I could find it. So, yeah, but it was, this was all one great big poster that I cut down and put in the book. So, yeah, that was Zentangle. Zentangle is, if you're not sure of what you want to do, I think Zentangle is a really, really good option. Inktober 2021, I did flowers. Real simple, just drew the flower, did the lettering, and then did some Zentangle in gray in the background. I like this. I'm not sure what I colored them with. I think I watercolored them because the pages are a little bit warped. So this was fun. And I try and not make them overwhelmingly stressful. You know, it's something that you can get done. That was 2021. That was I don't remember now. This is 2017 and 2018. I did 2 years of cartoon images. This may be my very favorite of all that I've done. And I did spend a lot more time on these. But I did these for 2 years. Because the list was so long. Look at how many I had. I could do another year of nothing but cartoon characters. There's so much material to work with. But I already have my theme for this year. I think I know what I'm going to do. Should I tell him, Dee Dee, or not? Thanks, Dee Dee. Calvin and Hobbes' favorite cartoon of all times. So, brings back a lot of childhood memories. Archie, I loved Archie comic books when I was growing up. And my grandma was, and I like Richie Rich. My grandma was so nice, she would buy them for me all the time. And then I lent them to a friend, and she stole all of them. She moved and stole all my comic books. I'm not very hip on lending people stuff anymore. I love the Popeye one. Dumbo came out good. So, yeah. So that was fun. This one was really fun because I did the drawings in ink, and then I made a photocopy of them and painted them in watercolor. So this is just seed packets, and then the glue or the tape that holds the seed packets in is not sticking, but yeah. But then I went ahead and cut it out and folded it into the actual seed packet itself. So that was fun. But one thing I would say about if you're going to do Inktober, pick something you like. All these things, you know, whether it was the cartoons, Zentangle, butts on things, seed packets. Hey, Martha. They're things I like. And so I was eager to always do the next one. I can't believe this will be my 9th year. That's crazy. But see how simple the line art is, and it's the coloring that makes it really interesting and fun. But whatever you pick something you enjoy. And I like, one of the things you'll notice in all mine that, other than the Zentangle ones, is I like the lettering. I like trying to recreate the lettering on the seed packet, but I do it by hand rather than machine. So, yeah. I'm going to have to glue those back in because that bothers me that they're not sticking where they're supposed to. It would be so much easier to flip. So on this one, I actually did use different color inks. And I don't think there's rules about, you know, that you have to use black ink. This one, I obviously used orange ink. But if the lettering and stuff was done in red, and I'll show you when I show the candy one, I use different colors of ink. So they don't have to be black and white. This one I really like. I like the way it turned out. And this was a commitment. Do something your first time that you can get done in probably less than an hour. So that was 2019. I will, Jen. I'll tape them back in. I think I didn't want to glue them in, but I'm not sure why I even cared. This was my first year. And I did toys. And this was quite a commitment. And some of these were a pain in the ass to draw. But they're all ink, and all I did was use graphite for shading. So a lot of these I could have done in color, but I was trying to stick to the rules. That was a pain in the ass. I don't think I could find enough toys to do a second year of toys, but I did really, really enjoy the toys. You love Cootie? I think you can still find them. You know where you can find way cool vintage toys? I mean, they're made new now, but vintage from when we were kids maybe is Cracker Barrel store. The stores that are out in front of Cracker Barrels. I've seen tons of cool toys out there. Cupid doll. I like the troll. I think I did good on that one. Raggedy Ann. Pickup sticks. This one, believe it or not, it's all a bunch of straight lines, but it still was a pain in the neck because I tried to draw it exactly like it was shown, you know, like this pickup stick is on top of this pickup stick. It was like, oh, that's a pain in the neck. And then I always try and do something kind of Halloweenish for the end of the month. So that was the first one. And then this one I don't think I broke the rules because I think I used mostly ink, but I started out doing them black and white, and then I didn't like it. They don't have toys like we had. No, they don't anymore. Kids, do even kids want toys? All they want is an iPad. Yeah, this is the candy one. Woody Woodpecker tattoo gum, and you got the little tattoo that you could put on you. Who remembers Jimmy Durante? Schnozzola. Candy cigarettes, which you can't find anymore. They definitely wouldn't sell those. Clove chewing gum. And then I started using color because you couldn't do Raisinets and not use red ink, right? Hi, Jolou. Fire sticks. I should have done these in red and green. And it's not too late. I could go back and do it. But like the whole Snowcaps logo, it was these colors. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to start doing them in color. Black and white and then whatever colors. So I love this one. I think the package has, I depicted the depth pretty darn good. Some of them are better than others, obviously. Bazooka. You always got a cartoon in Bazooka. BB Bats. I told this story when I drew this in 2018. I love BB Bats, and one time I was laying on my bed reading a book, and I had sucked a BB Bat, which is just, they were suckers made out of taffy. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember them, but they were long, and I had sucked it to a point. And I was laying on my bed reading, and my brother was jumping across me on the bed, fell on top of me and pushed that pointed BB bat into my throat. And thank God the neighbor lady came over and took me to the hospital, or I would have died. That is no joke. And my sister is in chat, and she can tell you that that really did happen. And the resident at the hospital who sewed me up became our family doctor for the rest of my life. Your dentist remembers these? This one I like because I used gold. I didn't have the awesome gold then, but somehow I figured out how to get gold because they had gold foil. Look at Martha comes in. That's the truth. It actually happened. And I had bled onto one of those yellow raincoats that was hanging on the back of my door. And I don't know how long it was later, but I went to move that raincoat and it still had blood on it from when Don tried to kill me. It was unintentional. Now, he really did try and kill me in real life other times, but that time it was unintentional. And this one was cool because those really, the reference art I was using really had smeared some other colors onto them. I like this one. I like the Sweet Tarts because I did the metallic packaging too. But I tried to recreate the lettering that they used with them as well. So, and then for getting close to Halloween, I did Halloween candy. Gross, 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 gross candy. Did he get in trouble for that? No, I think my mother was so freaked out. My mother didn't do emergencies well. That's why the neighbor had to be called. So I'm sure Don did not get in trouble because he didn't mean to do it. Now, other times when he tried to kill me for real life, he probably didn't get in trouble for that either. You were playing tetherball with an Astro Pop. I remember Astro Pops, Carol, and the ball hit the end of the stick. Ouch, but not much. Oh, you were lucky. Anyway, so for Halloween, I did the thing. So those are all my Inktober. And Dee Dee, did you answer me whether or not I should tell him what I think my theme's going to be this year? Because I think I told you. Yeah, I know I told you. Because where I got the idea was from one of those vintage books. Thank you, Regina. Well, I didn't want to go into all the gory details, Martha, that they had to put my intestines back in and everything. Okay. Where are the wax lips? I didn't do the wax lips, Barbara. I did the wax stains. Okay. The other day, Dee Dee was showing in her stream, she got that 1950s scrapbook and she was flipping through it. And it was just like an old museum. It was very cool. I loved it. And I went and looked up the book. I can still get the book from Thrift Books for $27, almost $28. But one of the things I liked in that book so much was the vintage cereal boxes. So I think this year, and I'll pull it up. I probably have already looked it up on my little pad here. Yeah, see? Look at all those cereal boxes. I mean, I could pick like Frosted Flakes and do nothing but because they've changed. Thank you, Barbara. Thanks, Deb. Frosted Flakes has changed Tony the Tiger's image so many times that I could do an entire month of nothing but Tony the Tiger. So, and a lot of them, you know, that were around when we were kids, obviously Frosted Flakes, Corn Pops, Fruit Loops. A lot of those logos and stuff have changed over the years. I'm going to try and find all about the same vintage. And I think I'm going to do vintage cereal boxes. Now, the thing about cereal boxes is a lot like the candy. I'll probably do the line art, black and white with ink, and then add color to it. So I kind of cheat. I kind of cheat at Inktober, but I think the whole idea of Inktober is just to get you in the habit of drawing. And another thing about Inktober is don't judge harshly, because it really is an exercise about drawing daily. Just getting in the habit of drawing daily. Draw it, be done with it. Draw it, be done with it. And then look forward to doing the same thing again tomorrow. So that's how you should approach Inktober. I don't care if you just drew a letter a day. That would get you through 26 of the 30 days, or 31 since it's October. But just to do something, you know, and then make yourself a little journal or whatever. Dee Dee does amazing posters. Yeah. So anyway, what we're doing today is the zine box. This is mine, and I pulled in too close. I'll pull in close when I'm working. But this is my zine box, and it's also very full. So I actually measured out and cut enough for 2. One of them I'm going to send to Dee Dee because hers is full. But this is what they'll end up looking like. You can make boxes like this in any size. I'm going to give you all the measurements for this one today, but another box that I made because I had a need, and I like organizing, and I'm anal, and you guys know it, and I don't even care. You can make fun of me all you want. And I've shown this before, but this is my Zentangle sample book. So it's got all the letters of the alphabet, and then I can file all my cards alphabetically in here. This is the same idea as the zine box, but this one I got really freaking fancy and put a little cubby down here. Can you see the little cubby here where I put the sample book of all the cards that are in here? So I can come in here and look quickly, you know, that, oh, I want to draw that one. And if I don't know how to draw that one, I can go to the M's and pull the card that will show me step by step how to draw it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to make you one of these. You're going to, that I'm going to have to tell you, figure it out. So, I mean, you can get as inventive as you want with this. And I also have one of these that is single width. So it's just, you know, give it some thought going in, what you want to do. Hi, Debbie. And what its function is going to be. This one, I have to say, I used to keep all these in a notebook, and then I'd have to flip through it. But then if I added a card in the baseball card sleeves, I'd have to move them all, or they would be out of alphabetical order. And that drove me crazy. I mean, it drove me absolutely crazy. So I thought, well, I need something where I can insert things. A Rolodex would have been fine, except a Rolodex wouldn't hold all these, and they were the wrong size. So it was completely out of need that I sat down and measured out what it is I wanted. And this one is about as big as I would be comfortable for weight and everything, that it's going to stand up to its use. So if you have a need, okay, I was going to show you guys too. I like to build stuff. Sitting right here at my elbow all the time are utensils and tools that I use all the time. And I think I actually made this one on stream, but I don't remember. But see how the box is? Oh, and I'm really screwing everything up. But you can't really see, but it's got 3 tiers. Can you see that? So that all my stuff can sit here right at my elbow, and it has layers so that the stuff in the back sits higher and I can see it, right? Oh my gosh, you are amazing with organizing. It's just being thought. You know, I think partly, Regina, what the problem is, I get frustrated that I can't find the stuff that I need or I want, like why doesn't somebody think of this? And this tiered thing, somebody's thought of that, but they're made out of ugly plastic and they're never big enough. So I built it to fit the space that was available. Why not? So yeah. So Dee Dee needs a new zine box. I need a new zine box. So y'all know what chipboard is, right? The cardboard that comes on the back of the pads and stuff that you buy. That is called chipboard, and it comes in primarily 3 weights. Lightweight, they measure it in points. So it's like 22 points, 30 points, and then heavyweight is 50 points. I'm building this out of medium weight chipboard. So you can look on Amazon. It's probably cheap. I don't, here, I'll flip over to Amazon and look real quick. Give me just a second. All right, let me find medium weight. Okay, they've got, okay, you can get 50, well, 50 is, that's no bargain. Now you're going to have to listen to how I shop. But you can get it in different quantities. And my guess is you can walk into Hobby Lobby or Michael's and they might have it too. Or if you have a paper company near you, go in and buy it direct from the paper company. But anyway, 30 point, the medium weight is going to be more than enough. And here's, let's see, 100 sheets of, that's 9 by 12. I get 8.5 by 11 inch. Yeah, so you can get 100 sheets for 20 bucks. That's pretty darn reasonable, right? And then you can just build everything. Why not? Because they make them for makeup. I use nail polish rack for all my ink bottles. Yeah, you can use ones that they made, but they're never big enough. But this one is custom to space available and what my needs were. So I start with chipboard, 8.5 by 11 inch, medium weight. If I think it's going to bear a lot of weight, I probably would put a sheet of the heavy weight, the 50 point, on the bottom. And I think I did that for the Zentangle box, but all the other parts are the medium weight. And depending on how big it is, I mean, if it's not going to be real big, you could use the lightweight or just use go tear all the ones off the back of your pads. Whatever works, yeah. We got a new fridge last Tuesday. We moved all the bins from the old and I'm using them for sorting my stuff. Good idea, Barbara. Okay, so let me give you the measurements for the zine box I just showed you. Okay. I'll give you a second to get out a pen and a paper. Put it in your Society of Idea Collectors book. So some days when you have a need, you can just go, oh, I've got that written down. And then you don't have to recreate the wheel, you know? Okay, I'm going to put this out there. And Ruth Edwards, I don't think she's here today, but she had asked me, had I ever built one on stream? And I said, I don't think I had. I think I did this little organized box, but I don't think I've ever done a box. That's an extra construction strip. Anyway, so I'm going to read off yeah, you can take a screenshot too. It's pretty messy. But the actual top of the box, I'll take the top off. So this is what I'm calling the top of the box. That's 8.5 inches long, and you could make it 4.5. You know, you can alter your measurements, and 3 and 5 inches wide, and you only need one of those. The sides, which is this, is 8.5 by 4.5 inch high. You need 2 of those. The end pieces, which is over here, that's 3.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches high. Now, when I build this, and I'll show this when I'm putting it together, I put the sides, let me make sure I'm saying this right to you. The sides go outside of the ends, okay? And I'll show that because that will make a difference whether or not your lid fits, right? It's got to be wide enough to slide over the base because, well, I'll grab that other base over here. I know I have it somewhere because I built it this weekend. Okay, this is the base without any zines in it. Everything is built on this very bottom piece. So the base itself, and you only need one of those, kind of like the top, is 8.5 inches long and 3 5/8 inch wide down here. All right. The sides are 8 1/4 inch long, okay, which is difference of 1/4 inch because you're going to leave 1/8 of an inch on either end. There's going to be a lip on it. And then the ends are 3 1/4 inch wide by 2 inches high. And again, the side pieces are outside of the end pieces. Got it? And then to build it all, I use construction strips. And this is what allows the pieces to hang together, right? And what I used, okay, and not everybody is going to have Tyvek. I used Tyvek. It's that indestructible material that you can get envelopes made out of. I save Tyvek envelopes and use them for construction strips. And I cut them 1 inch wide and however long they come. And then I put double-sided tape. Let me see if I can grab it. I love this for building stuff. This is the best stuff. I think it's a bookbinding tape is actually what it is. It's the stickiest stuff in the world. And I like it in the 4-inch high. I need to order some. I couldn't find the 4-inch last time, so I waited. But anyway, I cover the whole sheet of Tyvek in that and then cut it into 1-inch strips and then score it every 1/2 inch so you can fold it so it ends up like this with tape on one side folded in toward the center. Got it? All right. So which do I want to start with? And you can use lightweight cardstock for the construction strips. I used that for a long, long time before I thought, why don't I just use Tyvek? But keep in mind, you don't want to use a real thick material because on the inside of the box where it's hidden, it will affect the measurement a little bit where it won't be as easy to slide on and off. So keep that in mind because I don't want you to have to start over. So let me get all the base pieces together. And I'll put all the top aside. So just move your construction strips and start with your, well, put your base aside because you're going to build and then build on top of it. So remember when I say the sides are going to be outside of the end, that's what I mean. Can you guys see that? I'll hold it up. Now, if I wanted to get really fancy, I would do like a bevel, but I'm not going to do that. That's way too much work. So on the construction strips for the base, you need 2 8 1/8 inch by 1 inch, 2 3 1/4 by 1 inch, and 4 2-inch by 1 inch. Is this making sense? Does anybody have questions or are you bored? Would you rather I go color something or do something else? I'll just start with the little ones. And I peel it to the halfway mark so I can see what I'm working with. And then line it right up to the edge of your chipboard and lay it down. But leave one side of the glue on it, or the backing on it. Just makes it easy, believe me. Tyvek works good. So if you get anything in Tyvek, it's really good for building. But you don't have to. Anything will really work. Actually, paper will work. Line that right up to the very edge. And I burnish it down because I want it to hold. And actually, by having cut all this out beforehand, I'm saving a ton of time, right? But I think when I was cutting this out yesterday morning, I think, for measuring and cutting, probably I spent an hour, hour and a half maybe. So it doesn't really take all that long. But one thing I would recommend is be really precise in your measurement. Use a good ruler. Do not use this ruler. Measurements on these rulers aren't that accurate. Just saying. For something like this, use a good ruler. Like a carpenter's ruler or something, you know? Because a little bit of variance can make a big difference in the end product. You can usually always work with it, but take the time up front and you won't have to mess with it later. Right? Right. And then you're going to attach this to this. And remember, I want the side on the outside of this. So I'm going to put it down on the table. Line those up as perfectly as you possibly can. Take the backing off your construction strip and press it down. So the actual building goes really, really fast. I have to see this. I can't do it by feel. I have to see. Otherwise, I'll be too nervous. When you get it just exactly right, press it down, and then it won't move. And if you want, I have not always, if you want, while it's floppy like this, if you wanted to run a little bit of glue line there, it would make it more sturdy. I don't always do that, though. And I don't think I'm going to with this one. Okay? Do it one end at a time. And I'm holding the taped edge back, if you notice, until I get it lined up. And that one I just happened to set up there absolutely perfectly. Practice makes perfect, you know. And if you goof up, cut yourself a new one. And I could have, well, before I put this together, put these construction strips in there. It didn't matter to me. I think I make fewer errors when I do it a step at a time. Because I have screwed up before. Hard to believe, I know, but I have. These longer ones are a little bit more of a pain in the neck to work with, but You only got 4 of them, so it's no big deal. And this glue is sticky. So I got to make sure that when I put this in there, it's going to be right. It is. I know it is. I try and pick a spot about a third of the way in. Got a wrinkle in it. And this tape is really sticky, so. And if you wanted, if this one great big long piece is too big a pain in the ass, cut it in half and do it, you know, in 2 pieces. All right, so I got to make sure. Yep, that's the right way. There you go. Now, on the base, what I find easiest, and that's just an extra one, I think. No, it's not. Oh, I got to put the these edges on. There we go. The smaller pieces are definitely easier.
You need hold something for you?
Yep. No, I'm good. Thank you, honey. Robert Vaughn's willing to come over and help me with this. He thinks I can't do it by myself. Just take a minute when you're doing this and think about where you want this edge. You want the edge that still has backing on it on the end, like this. All right. So just think about that while you're doing it. And the reason I'm warning you is because I've not paid attention and did it wrong. I actually did that. And it doesn't matter how much you write on it or anything, because when you're done with this, I'm going to tell you to paint it all black. So Robert wants a project. Give Robert a punch in the nose. All right, so because I want an 1/8 of an inch lip all the way around, I'm going to draw myself the 1/8 inch guidelines. And you guys need to do this because you'll be so proud of yourself and you'll have a cool thing when you're done. And the top actually sits on this little lip that I'm creating right now. So, and it's what keeps your box straight. And it really is important to be as precise as you can. See, my 8.5 is so precise, I don't even have to move the ruler. All right, I think that's as straight as I can get it. Robert's in here, wash his hand, he's gone. Okay, and the way I do the bottom, it's kind of a pain, but to make sure that I kind of control it, I do one end to start with, and I get it lined up. And it looks like my measurements are darn good. And then stick it down. So that's going to hold now. And I think I'll do the other small end. And that should make it pretty straight. Okay, I think that's it right there. Now getting the backing off, you just have to tuck it in like that. I glued this end down. Okay, got it up. But I'm keeping my finger in there so it's not gluing itself down, right? And then I grab it in 2 different places, get it lined up with my line. And try to stick it down in the center where I want it. And then it should just be right in its correct position. All right, it's wanting to glue itself. Got it. Okay. Line it up. Make sure your center's right. And then it'll just follow itself all the way down. Got it? Got it. So that's the base. And you do the exact same thing. I don't do anything on the outside. And it's pretty stable. I mean, you're not going to goof up. Hi, Hermie, making a box. Build a mean box. And I'm not going to build. You want me to build the entire top, or do you get the idea? You know, as long as your measurements are good. When I do the top, I put the actual top of the box on last. So I do it exactly like I did that base. The biggest single difference is the top will not have this lip. Okay, that is for the top to actually sit on. So when you pick up the box, the lid doesn't come off. Got it? If box building was an Olympic sport, Janet, I would be, Barbara, but I wouldn't be there because I would have already boycotted it. Thanks for asking. But it's the same deal. Just and get rid of your trash because that'll make you cuckoo. So again, I'll start 3 1/4. Is that right? Yeah. 1. No, those are going to be the ends. Okay. So these are the sides and these are the ends. And I'm going to build it the exact same way. Tell us what you do when done. What now? You'll have to speak more clearly because I'm not that smart. Oops. Normally I don't peel the whole thing off. I'm going to this time though, apparently. But see how I get it right there on the edge, and then my corners stay square. I don't like to peel that off until, and remember, see, I already goofed up. This needs to be inside that, so I'm going to peel this back just the 1/16 of an inch or whatever. And this one I might want to glue because this needs to sit perfectly. All right, that's plenty. Don't take the whole backing off, but you want to make sure that that's sitting perfectly. Got it. Never mind. Sorry, Regina. When you're streaming, I don't think people who don't stream appreciate when you're streaming, your brain is doing about 1,000 different things at once. Okay, that's right. Did I just make the same mistake again? I think I did. Before I really, well, too late now. I'll just peel it up like I did before. Just won't push it down. But you really got to think about these ends, that you want the outside the side pieces outside of the inside piece. It won't make it less durable or anything like that, but when you want to go put the top on, it's going to make a huge, huge difference. Okay. Oh, you goof. All right. Try this again. Looks perfect to me. And I push along the crease. Okay. So my side pieces are on the outside of the end pieces. I think I just knocked one of the construction strips off the table. I think I did. Ugh, that means I have to go digging. There it is. I see it. I see it. I see it. It's not you? Okay. Well, if it's not you, then I probably don't care unless it's the lawnmower people. So I got to check. Okay. Not the lawnmower people, it's the truck people. Oh, my God. There is way too much going on in my life right now. That's all I got to say. Poor Dee Dee. I so owe her because she listens to me whine endlessly. I'm going to crease this better. Sorry, trying to get this. The backing peeling. There we go. This is how I'm going to combat that. I don't have enough hands. Here comes the tough part. Hey, Tina. Thanks for coming and hanging with us. Okay, I'm just going to put it on this one. None of this is hard. It's just paying attention. And that's probably one of the reasons I thought I don't want to do that on stream because I can't pay close enough attention. Hey, Dusty Unicorn. So thanks you guys for coming over and hanging out with us. I think that's right. All right. So put your tape on your end piece first because it can go right up to the edge. And when you get it in the perfect place, smush it down. And see how I'm holding the tape back until I get it positioned, and then I can just let it go and press it down when I get it exactly where I want it. I wish there was such a way that I could actually miter it, but I think that's going a little bit too far. So there you go. You had a visitor today. I'll have to go to your YouTube, Tina. I don't think I've ever been to your YouTube. Why does everybody have to text me when I'm streaming? Okay. And then On this one, all that's left is putting the top on. And if I did everything right, my measurement should be darn accurate and the top will be square. And just based on my eyeball view here, because the box can be pretty skewed. And this is what's going to square it all up and hold it all together. So if my measurements are accurate, I can move the bottom part of the box until I get it actually square, and you can see that my measurements are working really well. Woot, 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 woot. So I'm going to put my tape on this piece. Tapes. Move this out of the way. The same reason everybody and everything interrupts me when I want to. I hear you, Tina. It's that damn Murphy character. Insists on making life really, really difficult. So you just have to keep in mind where your other glue part is going to be. Let me think for a minute. Yep, this is going to be the underneath side, and that's fine. Just thinking. Okay. Sorry if I'm trying to get that backing off and I'm not on screen. And this one, I mean, I'm precise as at how close to the edge I am, but up and down, I'm not all that worried. You know, if the same amount of room over here and over here, because I've got the long pieces that are going to go here. And yeah, I gave myself a little bit of clearance. Okay, let me double check real quick. That's right. That's, nope. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. I thought I goofed up and I was going to say, that's it. You've seen enough. But do use a really good sticky tape. That's all I can tell you. And if you don't use like a really good sticky tape, at least glue those little edges like I showed you. Right? Okay, got it. And the base is a little bit easier than the top, but just do it. You'll be fine. And there's not a left or right on these construction strips. If it doesn't go on one way, flip it upside down. And I usually start at one end, eyeball check the middle, press the other end down. Okay. And this time I'm going to be working a little bit blind. Well, I'm going to have to pull it off the table so I can get my hand underneath there. Maybe I could do it this way. It's definitely harder when you're doing it on stream. It's not going to work. I've got to be able to see the corners. So get your first piece lined up absolutely perfectly. Press that tape down. Then go inside. And I know it's really hard to see. This is just the way I found that it works better. If I do the little ends first. And now I'm going to make sure I tuck everything in, because when I start getting it taped down, I won't have a chance to get everything tucked in. All right, ready? And the top sits on top of both the side piece and the end piece, so I could see pretty easily that I had it exact. And I don't know how to show you guys that, where you can see that that's exact. Now keep in mind, if it's a little bit off, don't kill yourself, because you're going to be covering this with ephemera. So a little bit of a mistake you can make up for. Right. And that tuck didn't work so well. Or I wiggle it off. There we go. Hang on. Got to get the backing paper. There, I got it. All right. All right. Got it. And then just burnish it down. One more. This one should be pretty easy because the box isn't going to move anymore. See how it just automatically fell into place perfectly? So all I have to do is just press up a little bit on it. Done deal. So the whole box is built now. And then the next step I do after this, well, I always make sure that it fits. Test it first. And this one is working really good. It's fitting perfectly. Slides off and on really easy. It sits on the lip perfectly. And when it's sitting on the table, you don't see the lip anymore, because the top of the box is just sitting right on top of it. This may be the best one I've ever made, I think, for all the pieces fitting perfectly. Okay, I'm going to fix that. It gave here on this edge a little bit when I pushed on it, and I don't know why. So I'm going to go back in and burnish that tape down really, really good. But keep in mind, this one's all going to be reinforced with matte medium. Thank you, guys. 2 to 3 feet. 2 to 3 feet? What's 2 to 3 feet? So I hope that wasn't too painful for you guys. But the box top came out really good. And the box base came out really good. So this is what it looks like. You can see where the construction strips. I didn't get that one pushed up, obviously, well enough. So yeah, there. Now you can see the construction strips. And that's how you construct a box. I'll put this one aside. And it fits perfectly, and I'm just proud of my bad self. Then the next thing I do after that is I paint the whole thing. I'll paint the bottom, but I'll do it very last. But I just pour acrylic paint in there and smush it all together. Okay. Hey, bossy butt. And then on the top of the box. So this base, other than painting the bottom of it and writing snark down here on the bottom, this is essentially done. So all those little zines that I collected up, here's some from, I think it was, yeah, these are 2 that I got. So there's quite a bit of play in the actual box itself. But you can see by the one that was already finished, this one, and it's the exact same size. There's just not that much play, but you don't want it so that your zines and stuff are touching the edges a whole lot, and that much play in the box you won't even notice. And all zines are not folded perfectly. Even mine aren't. Even Dee Dee's aren't. They're just not. So the next thing I'll do to that one I just built is paint it black. And you don't have to do black. I just do black, but you don't have to. And then this is the top of the second box that I made the other day so that I could go ahead and finish it on stream, but you could see every piece of the process. So the only thing, this is all painted black on the inside, and now all I have to do is put all my fun stuff on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and back out a little bit. I would be so afraid there was a 1-foot garter snake in the road. Dad scared me so bad. You are such a wimp, Martha. I would have got that garter snake and fixed it for dinner for you. Now, I don't know if any of you are new and don't know that Martha Dad is my sister. Snakes are not scary. Yet they don't want to encounter you any more than you want to encounter them. So also, just to make it, I wouldn't be spending so much time looking through ephemera. I know all of you save ephemera, that you dye your book pages with coffee and everything else. So I'm going to start out using just some dyed paper just to kind of get a base going so that I can start putting ephemera on top of it. Yeah, and then you can use your favorite ephemera more effectively, I think. I just take the little bit of borders off. You don't have to, but I do. And throw that away. I'm more scared of the poisonous snakes. We have poisonous snakes down here. All right, so I think I tore up some other book pages. I know I did. What the hell did I? Oh, there they are. Duh. All right, let me put some of this stuff away so I don't get matte medium on everything I own. I'd prefer not to do that. And if you didn't get the measurements and you want the measurements, message me on Instagram or whatever, and I'll or look back in the video and get them. Barbara just told you it would taste just like chicken. Actually, Martha, do you remember that restaurant up in Morrison, I think it was? Was it Morrison? What was it called? It wasn't called the Ranch. Maybe it was the Ranch. But they used to serve all kinds of exotic kind of meats. I think I did actually eat snake up there one time. You can't say the names that you would call me in chat, Martha. Strong to have oh, okay, Devin, here's the truth. If you think I'm a pain in the ass, you haven't met my sister Martha. She used to have all us younger kids scared to death. And I have seen her beat my brother's head against the neighbor's fence. So we'll go through all this later. But I just picked out some ephemera. Dee Dee, is there any special ephemera you want? I want to put the D and W on it for you. All right, I probably need a little lid or something to put some. You don't have, well, we have poisonous snakes here. One time I went out when we had the farm in Bixby. I went out the back door and I was just going to sit down on the porch on a lawn chair. And I went to grab the lawn chair to move it. And there was a cottonmouth all coiled up in the chair. That day, I did not like snakes. And cottonmouths usually stay near or in the water. So, hey, Raul, iguana tastes like chicken. See, everything tastes like chicken. Anything? Okay. Yeah. All right. Brand new brush because I've wrecked all my other brushes. I'm going to have to buy some new flat brushes. But really, just willy-nilly, get the base down. Whatever you're going to work on top of, you could use. I like the way this small elements all thrown together look. But you could do this all one, like I did with the wallpaper on the zine box. I mean, you could just use pattern paper. You don't have to collage it like or decoupage it or whatever like I'm going to do. Put on it what you like because there's some nice pattern papers out there. And now this is what you're going to watch the rest of the. Oops, I just got matte medium on my shirt. Ugh. Good thing it's a nice shirt that I wear out to eat and stuff. And I always have stuff going over the edges because it hides the actual construction. And then it all looks like it's just one piece. And I'll just do this all over. Because most of this you're not going to see by the time I'm done because I'll use all the fun ephemera. And all of us have far too much ephemera that we're not using, so use it. This is actually a good way to use it. But with each layer of matte medium, you build stability into the box. And I'm not paying any attention if the letters are upside down or anything. Don't care. I tore up some music paper too. It wasn't dyed, but I didn't really care, because it's only going to stick out here and there. And then at the very end, because I don't know how much I'll get done, I only got an hour. At the very end, I take some of that Tim Holtz. I'll have to look it up. What did he sell that for? Was that for ink pads, or now I can't remember. I'll pull it down so you guys can see. Distress inks. You guys know they sold it in bottles. Why is my mind blank right now? But I actually dye the matte medium a light brown, and it's kind of what ties it all together. And how it ends up with that, the finish. I mean, you still see the colors really good, but it just kind of glues it all together. Yeah, covering the edges reinforces the box for sure. And by the time I get the ephemera all on there, I mean, you'll have several coats of matte medium on it. Trying to keep my fingers out of the matte medium as much as I can. I'll be a mess when I'm done, so it won't really matter. And this book I'm using is really old. This paper is really brittle. Do make sure you get it all smushed down really good, though. In the corners, nice and folded. And I try and use pages out of different books, so the colors is different, and maybe type styles different, type sizes different. I think it just adds more interest and depth, because most of it, again, you're not even going to see unless you're looking really, really closely. And if you want, you could read the box. And I don't fold the ends over like this. I'll let it hang off, and then at the very end, I will trim all that off. Keep a ride nearby. Hope I'm not missing much in chat. If I am, Dee Dee can text me and say, hey, dumb ass. Dee Dee would never say that. I would say that. Dee Dee would never say that. Read chat. I mean, at this stage of it, it looks horrible. But just wait. Because it comes out awesome in the end. And the chipboard is pretty absorbent, so be a little generous with your matte medium. Because it does absorb a lot of it. And after, you know, like here pretty quick where I've been putting stuff on, you've already got a coat that's drying, so it'll end up being okay. Here's a picture. We're going to put a picture on. And you could use a credit card to smush stuff down. I'd be a little bit afraid on this old paper that it would tear too easily. So I can't even the words dumb and ass in Dee Dee's voice. Yeah, no, Dee Dee doesn't. Dee Dee's so much nicer than you and me, Tina. You could put both of us together and she'd still be nicer. So you're just building up layers, layers, layers. Don't let there be bubbles. I'm just going to try and use up as much of this paper as I tore up because I don't like saving it. I just go get a brand new book page. Coming along. Probably want some more music over here. And keep in mind, most of this you're probably not even going to see when I'm done. In fact, I'll leave. Nope, that one's got a bubble. I got to pull it up. And the reason I'm moving it around is so that it gets to dry some as I'm working on other areas. Just easier that way. Grasshopper. And you do use a fair amount of matte medium. You just can't freak out about it. And everything will be a mess when you're done. So just be prepared. Use an old card for the bubbles. Yeah, I just don't want to do it on this old brittle paper, Raul, because the card is going to rip it. Because, like, especially that real dark paper that I was using, that is really, really brittle paper. And I'll start affecting the image, you know? And I don't necessarily want to do that. Because you never know which part of it is going to be seen. Let me pull out that other box top and I'll show you guys. There will be places where you will see this, but it just smooshes into the background. How do I want this one? Right up to the edge like that, I think. All right, a little bit more on this side, and we're going to move on to the pretty stuff. I wish I'd gotten out a little bit of tissue paper, but I didn't, so oh well. Get this corner. And then we get to start digging through the cool ephemera. Now let that hang off a little bit, or go over the corner. Let's put a little bit down here. All right. I might need to use some more of that, but right now, put the very first little pretty thing down here. This was out of a calendar. And I knew I wanted that along an edge because it had a cut edge. And then out of that same calendar, I just cut some few dots. Here's a stamp that was in that bag of junk. We'll just use that little thing right there. I had a bunch of these stamps in that one bag. And I collect the stamps off of mail that I get, so I can use it for stuff like this. Sorry, I'm off camera. Yeah, nothing beats golden matte medium. I agree with Dee Dee. I didn't even know anything about it until I ran into Dee Dee, and honestly, there is absolutely nothing comes even close. It's so smooth. It, like some matte mediums or gesso or whatever are kind of gritty and icky, and this is none of the above. Okay, this is the part of the calendar that I cut the circles out of. We're just going to put that right on there. Come on. So now we're just using trash. Mostly I'm doing it for the color, okay? Now see, that one's not wanting to lay down flat. I'm not going to fight with it. If it's not going to lay down flat, I'm not sure why it's not wanting to lay down flat, but I'm not going to fight with it. I do know that. There we go. You just have to make it do what you want. All right, that is really literally just junk that I had collected up. See, I don't, oh, okay, I just haven't pushed it down. I was going to say that's a problem. And after you've glued all this junk on, the texture of the box, and I think Dee Dee would verify this, it just feels good. Yeah, I pretty much used what I want. I'll just slap these little circles on here and there for color. Where is, I hate when I move things. I really hate when I move things. Need a drink. We need to put an American flag stamp on the top somewhere. And I don't know which is the front or the back, so it doesn't really matter. I'll come back down and push that down in just a minute. All right, let's look at some of our other ephemera. I'm going to move this aside for a minute, and let's look at what we've got. Wipe my hands. You'd mentioned your stairs the other day, Devin. Was there a problem with them? Were they not level or something? And these are old bags of stuff that I've had forever. And I just grabbed them thinking, okay, I'm going to use some of this stuff up or it's going in the trash. That is it. So this is watercolor. I'm a little afraid. Well, we'll try one. I'm a little afraid that when I put matte medium on that the watercolor is going to spread. So let's just give it a test and see. But yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, Devin. It's discouraging when you build a new house and things aren't like they're supposed to be. That is very annoying. All right, it's spreading a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna work with it here. And while your stairs are setting up, Devin, go out and put Lucy's little paw print in it. Okay? Would you do that? What's that? Oh, sock monkey. We need a sock monkey face on here. Now, who knows when the box is done, whether or not you'll ever see that sock monkey. It's not like I will spend a lot of time worrying about it. The only thing I really do try and do is I do try and get all of the edges covered with something. So you can't see the raw box there. Partly because it makes the box stronger. And now that I'm not using brittle paper, I could go ahead. I don't think I have a full card, but I've got a partial card. Try and keep my corners nice and crisp, you know. Here's an old napkin. We're going to use that. Actually, it's a paper towel, and it's probably 2-ply. Yep, it is. I think that's some jelly print paper, actually. Now I've got a wrinkle in it. Tear it off. Don't fight with it. Now that'll be stuck on my, there's a Q that I cut out of music paper. Let's put that bad boy on somewhere. Oops, I didn't get any on the back of that. Let me get some on the back. I don't remember what I did those letters for. I ended up doing that God Bless the USA on my wall. I do remember that. Ooh, I want that going around that circle. It won't end up that way, but okay. Right now I'm liking it. Oh, I like that. And then you'll start, seeing things that you like, like where you guys probably can't see it, but where it goes across that circle and you can see the circle on either side of it. That looks cool. I don't know how to say that name. KQS A Mary? Welcome. I'm pretty certain you have not been at the channel before. I'm going to wipe my brush out since I got some watercolor in it. I don't want that lime green going everywhere. So, yeah, just do that. And this is some of my very favorite paper to use. And really, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm not being precious at all. Because at this point, it really is all about just the colors. Picked up a stray piece of paper there. This actually is wrapping paper. So keep that in mind when you're out shopping. There's some really pretty cool looking wrapping papers out there. It's got pieces of map on it. It's awesome. I'm going to have to move this stuff. I'm sitting the box on it and picking it up. I'm going to have to move that stuff. I'm going to have a real mess on my hands. Bigger mess than I already have. I like the ship, so I want to use it. That, I do like that a lot, so I'll try not to cover the ship. Anything else, fair game. And honestly, you guys, you cannot plan this, so you just kind of have to go with whatever happens and be okay with it. Okay, I want something kind of big up in this corner going over the edge there. And like Dee Dee's always telling you, ripped edges are easier to lay flat than a cut edge. So I don't mind if things are ripped. Scissors will have to get clean later. And I know it looks a mess when you're at this stage of it, but trust me, it comes out in the end. I'm not even sure I know how or why, but it does. All this stuff hanging off, after it's dry, many moons from now or this evening or whatever, I will trim every bit of that off with an X-Acto on a cutting mat. Hey, sister. Thanks for coming in and hanging with us. I suppose I could use stickers on this as well, but I have so much other stuff. It's just like, who cares? All right. Let's use some of this little bit larger ephemera. I'll pull it out and pick out a few things. I think for Dee Dee, we should, I'm going to save this and do it toward the end, but we'll put a fountain pen, and I'll save one for mine. Dee Dee definitely needs the books. There's some shrooms. They're kind of big. I'll look for a little bit smaller stuff, because so much of this probably will end up covered up before everything's said and done. And I know in my other box I've got butterflies and stuff, I hope. There's some more books. Which books? I like those books better. That's a cool one. We can use that. That's a cool one. That's a cool one. Don't get attached to your stuff. Use it. I'm a great one to speak. I'm probably the worst about, oh, I got to save that. And this pen I'm going to save and probably put on mine. But we'll put a cool pen and some books on Dee Dee's, because that's so Dee Dee. All right, set that out of the way for now. Let's use some of the Timmy postal imagery. First class. Got to put first class on Dee Dee's. That's probably enough of that crap. Gotta get, see, there's all the postage that I've been ooh. Do you want the little monster postage, Dee Dee? I need to do something with all that postage. It's going to end up everywhere. But let's pick out some tickets. Admit one. I like the ones that are really lightweight paper. They glue down well. No downside to them. That one has planets. That definitely has to go on there. This is what years and years of collecting will get you. I have some more postage. Oh, let's put some money on hers. Should Dee Dee get the 1 or the 5? Abraham Lincoln or George Washington? Let's do the 1. Half of this stuff, I have no clue where it came from, you guys. I have no clue. Now, these postage in here, I do know it came out of one of the philatelic books. We put Snoopy on there for her. Got a Lucille Ball one. I don't know if they still display those out in the lobbies of post offices anymore, but it used to be you could walk in a post office and just pick that stuff up. But I'm not sure. In my small little post office, they don't. But all right, we got some cool little ephemeras here. And it's getting now where, I mean, some of the box is still showing. So if that's uncomfortable for me, I'll go ahead and add some paper or something back in there. Usually I'm going to want to add something with a little bit of color on it. Because most of the other stuff I'm probably going to be able to cover up with just ephemera. See, like this great big admit one. Go ahead and put down, and other stuff will probably cover parts of it. But it's got some cool images on it. I think I want the books. I'm going to place them right now. I don't really want to cover up that. All right. Stick it close to the top. So see, a lot of that paper that I originally put on has just now disappeared, and that's fine. It's mostly just to peek out here and there. But I like these books, and they're so perfect for her Dee-Dee-ness. And I will smush this down with the card, because probably nothing's going to go on top of that. At least the bulk of it. Come on. Come on. Don't fight with me here. And on this end, I'm going to want some more colorful paper. Come on, work with me here. You really can't think any of this is precious. Oh, I haven't looked in that other box yet. I was going to say, I want to put a butterfly or something on it. Another thing I could get out is, and I probably will, maybe not while I'm on stream, because I'm getting down to like 30 minutes left. So, I definitely don't want to cover up. After I just told you, don't think any of this is precious. I don't want to cover up that ship. I like that ship. It's very cool looking. So I'm going to try and work around it as best I can. All right. I do like that drawing there in the center too. So I may or may not cover part of that. There's your planets. I think I'll do it this way. We didn't compromise the sock monkey. So can you see how it kind of starts coming together? Hey, Lena. Good to see you. Let me check my phone. I'm really thinking if those guys are trying to get a hold of me. It's my brother. Jack came up noodling. Oh, my God. Do you want to see my nephew? And I don't know how many of you know what noodling is. But it's where you go down and you catch fish with your hands. Look at this. If you don't think we aren't hillbilly rednecks, here's proof for you. Oh my God, that is crazy big. From that angle, Jack looks so much like my brother. Cool picture. I'll call him when I get done here. Yeah, that's what Okies do for fun, you guys, in case you were wondering. And if I wasn't on stream, I probably would have already taken a break from this and just let it dry a little bit, because I'm afraid when I touch it, I'm going to start pulling things off, you know? So, yeah. But since I'm streaming, I'm just going to go ahead and work on it. But I would have probably already stopped. I hear dueling banjos in the background. You should. I don't know that that's a huge pastime down here. I really don't. But it's something my brothers and nephew would get an enormous kick out of. Now, just that nephew. The other nephew, I don't think he'd do it. He'd sit on the bank and watch or something, but I don't think he'd get in that river. I don't know if Martha saw that. Don will probably send her one anyway, so. And I don't want to put that one there. I'll put something else down here. My hands are getting so gross. All right, I want something up in that corner. Let's see what we got here. Stay where I put you. My fingers are so gross, they're getting not usable anymore. I might go scrub them off real quick. Okay. I've only got like 20 minutes or so. So these I'm going to put all aside because they will end up on the box. Not that other book, though. And we're going to look through the other ephemera box real quick. But see how you don't see any of the chipboard? You know, maybe a few little pieces here and there. But for the most part now, I've got it entirely wallpapered. There's a piece there. There's some there. So as I get closer, now this end I've really neglected, but I'll get on that here in a minute. This one only has a couple little places. Let me run and just clean my fingers real quick because they really are getting unusable. Only take a second. Matte medium's coming off in sheets. All right. That'll be a little bit better. I'm still pretty scaly, but that's okay. Okay, move this out of the way for a second. And we'll bring over this special ephemera box that is made out of ephemera. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Regina. If when I'm done, I'll have to go take a shower with a scrub daddy. Yeah, when you do the wash at the very end, it really becomes cohesive. But I have a lot of my favorite elements in this box. So like the smiling emojis, I'm going to use a couple of those. So we're going to pick out a few more fun things that are really fun. We'll put a real funny laugh emoji. We'll put a couple of emojis on. I have postage stamps everywhere, apparently. What I really wanted, though, this is washi tape. I won't use washi on it. Or vellum. Vellum does not take to matte medium very well. There's a crazy lady. But I thought I had some butterflies in here. I hope there's some. That'll help me with the... Oh, you know what? Hey, Didi, you want a ruler? You know what else? Well, there's a butterfly. Tim Holtz tissue. And you sent me some of that, Didi. So I could use... I mean, this thing is full, you guys. Look at this. All this junk. See why I need to do more boxes? Oh, a clock. That's a good idea, Terry. Where am I going to find a clock? I got lots of rulers. And I got monkeys. Let's put a monkey on there for Didi. But vellum doesn't work. Here's another butterfly. Look at all this stuff. You could spend an entire day doing nothing but this. Let me think. Where would I have clocks? Like that. Trying to think. Where? Oh, there's mushrooms. Mushrooms are always good. Ah, come on. All their little die cut parts are sticking together. That's as close as I've got to a clock, Terry. And it's huge. A ruler is not, a monkey is not quite the same. Or a spaceman petting a fish. That's as, it looks like that's as close to a clock as I might have. Can you believe I have a box of this stuff and it doesn't drive me crazy? The reason it doesn't drive me crazy is because, watch. Got a lid, closes itself, and you never have to look at it. Where does all this crap come from? You could use one of those. I like those. Oh, look it. A clock, Terry. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Figure if you dig deep enough, you're going to find it. I don't know if that sticker would work well, but I like that one a lot. I got a lot of vellum in here that I need to get out because there's another ruler. Yeah, because you need special sticky adhesive. There's some crayons we could put. Remember this. He's a funny bear. No, it's a magnet, Raul. Make art, not war. CB. This is from a picture on Pinterest. CB sent me that. And there's all those little frames that I ordered. I have too much stuff. This looks like a treasure chest right here. Let's... Yeah, it's just magnet. This was actually a box that I think, and Lena's here so she can tell me. Does this look like the box that those Pego paints came in, Lena? Because Lena got them too. That's been a few years back. But I think when I opened the paints, I liked the paints, but it was just like, oh, this is too good a box to get rid of. You have some of that measuring tape washi. I do. I just don't like to use washi or anything with adhesive on the back. For whatever reason, it doesn't work well. It sure does. Great magnet closure. Exactly. See, I think it was the Pago paint box, and it was lime green if I remember right. But when I saw it, I was just like, oh, that is the best box. There's a Jane Davenport face. See, some of this is too big. It won't work well unless I could rip it up. Do you know what a mess it's going to be to clean this place up? Ugh. There's another Jane Davenport face. I'll just rip her face out. It's easier to get a napkin wet. I don't mind using the face. And that's just pretty colors that we can use to cover up. So, all right, we got stuff to work with, man. Let's go. I don't have much time left, so I got to go in a hurry. Okay, but let me tell you in the end, I'll mix up a batch of matte medium that has the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and let me pull that out real quick so you can see. And make it a nice vintage photo kind of color. I've got it right here so I can pull it out. The Vintage Photo Distress ink, which I probably need to order some more of. But I'll just colorize the matte medium, paint over the whole thing. And then before I'm done, I will come back with some rubber stamps or some circle images, and with black acrylic, splatter it and distress it. And when you do that, somehow it all comes out very cohesive, even though it looks like a jumbled up mess right now. So that's how you can finish it to make it look all cohesive. And any of you who are crazy enough to build a box, I want you to take a photo of it, put it on Instagram, and tag me, because I don't want to believe that this was all for nothing. Okay, please? Will somebody please humor me? They are fun to have, though, so just take a day, get all your supplies together. Really, most of the stuff you should have. I do ink the edges, yes. I forgot to say that. Thanks, Dee Dee. But yeah, I do ink all the edges. Yeah, but it's got nice texture on it. Like it just feels good, at least to me, because I'm a little weird that way. But where do I want the clock? Where do I want the clock? The clock will go on the front. I think I'm going to tear it out, though, rather than leave it a square. I don't like the square. So we'll just tear the clock out. And don't save that. Throw it away, okay? All right. Well, I'm assuming this is the front. I don't know what'll end up being the front, to be honest. What's on this side? Yeah, I want it on this end. Oops, upside down. So it'll just be like really hidden right in there. But Dee Dee will know it's there. She can go and search. So that is definitely the top layer right there. We'll hide a girl's face somewhere. We'll put Jane Davenport face right in here. And on the napkins, you don't have to put matte medium on the back, because it'll just absorb right through. Here's looking at you, girl. That's too big. I don't mind having this. Nope, the ship's there. Can't do that. All right, I know where it'll go. And I will mail this off to Dee Dee. I don't know tomorrow if I will get to it tomorrow. We're going to go to Joplin one day this week. I don't know which day. Maybe tomorrow, but I won't have it done tomorrow. But I will get this out in the mail by the end of the week. I'm pretty sure. All right, this. I made this crinkly, kind of tannish tissue paper. I know I did it on stream one time. That has been the most useful stuff ever. Tissue paper, you also don't have to put matte medium on the back. There we go. I need something for up in this corner. Let's use the tinny tissue paper. And that's thin enough that if you get wrinkles or fold it, it's fine. Coming together pretty nice. And it's always the case that when you get close to done, it's like you missed the outside of the page or the edges, you know. So go back and pay particular attention to them. And I'm going to put something down first. I don't mind if that covers the books a little bit. And then, okay, Dee Dee, every time you see this happy laughing face, you better be thinking of me. Or thinking about something stupid that I said the last time. That should be easy for you. Getting very close here. You don't have the patience. So Terry is not going to make one. All right, somebody has to step up to the plate around here. I can't be the only crazy person in this group. I don't mind being one of the crazies, but I have to have friends. Devin? Well, Lena would be the next crazy person, I think. That one's just too big. We got a clock already, so that one's just too big. I don't want that one. We can do some shrooms here. Oops, the monkey went in the matte medium, so where is the monkey gonna live? Should the monkey live with the girl over here? I think the monkey might end up being here. I don't remember where those monkeys came from. I don't want it there. His little elbow doesn't want to lay down. Lay down. There we go. All right, the butterfly would be a really good one. All right, it'll cover up this tissue down here. Okay, cool. I'm liking this. And I cut part of its wing off, so we'll use that as like a design element. Yep. The other butterfly. There we go. That one was a little bit big. This is boring here, so we'll put some shrooms there because shrooms are never boring. Oh, come on. Really going to have to keep pressing on him. He's wanting to pop. I don't think you're going to get a ruler, Dee Dee. It's too big. I might do a piece of the ruler. Too many fun elements to look at. And I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to chat, but I got a lot going on here. Big old water dried matte medium there. Oh, I like this one too. Okay, we're going to find him a good home, and then I'm going to turn off this camera. I know where he's going to go. Okay, you guys, you've kind of seen how it comes together now. I may or I may not take a picture of it. Dee Dee, I know, will show it when she receives it. So, but it's getting very, very close to done. So all I'll do is make the vintage photo matte medium, paint the whole thing, dive it, ink the edges, do some circles and some ink splatters, and I'm thinking it's almost done. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely in the zone. So, all right, you guys. Sorry I missed so much of chat. Hopefully, next week I will be able to pay more attention. I forgot the crayons, but there'll be a couple crayons on there. So yeah, I'm going to go scrub off my hands so I can just go get them dirty again. Thanks for coming by, Martha. I love you. Yeah, we'll catch y'all Wednesday, definitely at Dee Dee's. And then tomorrow I think I'm going to be out and about, so I won't be around much, okay? So hi, Linda Rance. Go give Tim a hug. All right, I'm out of here. Love you guys. See you. Bye.